Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And welcome back, everyone. Spring is coming. Summer will be here. So many of us thinking about, wearing shorts, wearing bathing suits, and then we're thinking about all that weight we may have put on over the holidays, or we were carrying it right through the holidays. And many of us gravitating toward different medications, GLP-1s, to lose weight. What if you could control your weight, control your eating habit, not use any chemicals in your body, potentially with side effects, and do it naturally? We're talking about hypnosis, hypnotherapy. It works for many. So many different things it can help you with. Weight loss is one of them, and we're going to talk with somebody that can help you out with that. And she's located in New York, but she can do that for anybody, anywhere, virtually. She's also our Chinese medicine expert and also harnesses the power of so many different things, including acupuncture. Our professional of the year, Dr. Kelly, is back with us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm looking to lose some weight. No doubt about it. I've heard about, and by the way, I love hypnotherapy. It has helped me move my life forward in many different ways. One of them I never considered would be weight loss or controlling your appetite. So tell us, how does it actually work? Not how hypnotherapy works, but how does it work when you address a weight issue?
It is very interesting. A lot of the problem we have, actually, if you dig deep enough, it go back to our childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us, we either don't know or we didn't realize. So I want to talk about this case. So this is a lady who is about 75 years old. So she had trouble to lose weight. She said, I work out, I eat, but somehow it is just so hard for me to lose some weight. So during the hypnosis, we usually go back to the childhood. Some people may even have a picture showing up even before birth or from, past life or something. So she said, it is very interesting. So in her family, they have 10 kids, 5 boys, 5 girls. Only the girls have the problem of kind of like a little bit overweight.
Mm-hmm.
Boys are all okay. So then we dig back to say, like, when is the first time you having the, weight problem? She said, when I was like around 4, we went to ballet class.
Mm-hmm.
Then the teacher said, you're just overweight. Look, your tummy just stick out. Don't look pretty at all. So you need to lose some weight. So that memory made her feel very bad. That's kind of like trauma to a 4-year-old. So that kind of thing kind of like imprinted in her brain. Like, being overweight is bad. Being overweight, it's not attractive. Something like that. And also, she recalled, because there are 5 boys, 5 girls. So boys, usually, they are taller. They have long arms. So when there are 10 kids in the family, when they have a lunch or dinner, she said, usually the boys grab the food first because they have a longer arm. So they're the one kind of like feel like, I have to grab the food as fast as I can so I can eat. I can save myself.
Wow. There's so many different reasons that we may have issues with our weight. But of course, going back to childhood, and there's so many different things. I can relate. I was a large child back then, and it's always on my radar. But the reasons could be for many maybe you don't feel that you deserve to be at the weight you want to be because of things from your childhood. Maybe you don't feel that you're worthy to look as great as you think you can look by losing weight. Goes back to your childhood. That's an interesting example you gave because I never saw that coming. That she had to grab the food first because her siblings would. Now, what would be holding her back from losing weight? Is it that she continues to eat more than she wants to because she's programmed that way from childhood?
Yes, that's a very good point. Actually, she said it is like protecting system to her. Or I have to eat. I have to eat more food so I'm safe. Or other people gonna take my food away. So to her, being a little bit overweight and keep eating stuff, she feels safe.
Wow. So interesting. Now, in that situation, how many sessions might, and everybody's different. I totally get that. Every situation is different. But how many sessions do you think would take to get somebody to not eat as much based on memories or subconscious memories from their childhood?
Yeah, very good point. Yeah. So usually during the first session, we will, talk about what is your problem, right? Or like why you think it is a problem. When is the first time, you face the problem. Then we will go back, childhood, even like before birth or past life or something. Then we will ask, how is your mom related with this? How is your dad related with? How is your sibling related with this? Um, it's kind of like sad or something. I would say a lot of people they have something like kind of like sexual assaultment during the childhood. So she recall when she around like 3 or 4. So her parents went out. So just her and one of her brother. Her brother taller, stronger, older than her. So her brother took her to a room and kind of like touched her. She said she was very scared, but her brother is so strong.
Mm.
She was scared to kind of like yell help or something, and her parents were not at home anyway. So she said after like a little while, then they heard their parents' car like came back home. Then her brother threatened her, said, "Don't tell anyone, or I will beat you up."
Yeah.
So she didn't tell anybody, including her parents. But this is a trauma for her.
Sure.
So to her, it's like, okay, if I'm overweight, I'm not attractive, maybe my brother will stay away from me. So that's another trauma she had when, during the childhood. So after that, she just kind of like have the habit to want to eat, overweight, to protect herself. So we did figure out what's the reason, like what's the cause. So then we said, so go back to your childhood, whatever happened during that event. Like what is the positive lesson you can learn from it, right? So she went by, so she had some positive lesson she learned. Then we said, okay, store the positive learning like in your memory, in your subconscious mind, so you can use for the future. So then we said, so now you go back. So do you still just think about if that thing happened, by that time, do you still have the feeling of like I have to overeat, to protect me?
Sure.
She said, yeah, she would willingly to release that feeling. So in that way, if she really can release the 100% of that negative feeling, she changed right away, basically. So one session can be very powerful. But like you said, everybody is different. Some people may need one more session because some people just don't want to let it go. They just hold on it, said, oh, I feel comfortable to, to overeat, to kind of like, I'm a little bit overweight, but I feel comfortable. It protect me. So no guy gonna, attack me or something because I'm not attractive.
Mm.
So that kind of feeling has to be released totally. So if you cannot release totally, you may need one more session.
So, what if you're eating reasonably well? You're mindful of what you're eating, and time has gone on. You're exercising. Maybe not going crazy with exercising, but you're moving, going to the gym a few times a week. You're walking, and you're still not losing weight. Would hypnotherapy help you? Could there something else be going on there in your subconscious that's preventing you from losing weight?
Yes, I think almost 100%. If you eating healthy, you keep working out, right? You have a good diet and you're working out, but you still just cannot lose weight. There has to be something happen during the childhood. Hold on the weight. Just don't let it go. So even you working out, even you eat healthy, if you don't let that negative thought to go,
Mm.
you may still have a hard time to lose weight.
Wow. So, scale of 1 to 10, somebody's trying to lose weight. If you were to say 10 is it's something in your subconscious. Now, it may not always be. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. 10 is, there's something in your subconscious. Hypnotherapy can support you. That's a 10 for the most of us, the average population. Where would you put the scale from 1 to 10?
I would say at least 8 or 9. Because to be honest, I found out a lot of people actually, the percentage pretty high, have some childhood trauma.
Mm.
We don't even know, but it is. Almost everyone has some. Like, you steal your parents' money, then your parents punished you, said something.
Sure.
Oh, you don't know actually that kind of event restrict you. Later on, like for example, you can make money. You may always feel, oh, I just cannot make enough money. I have to steal from other people because
Sure.
that event. So yeah, I think to be honest, I think everyone need at least one session of hypnosis to release the negative thought, anger, fear, or, limiting beliefs, so we can move forward to either succeed in our career or making more money or have a romantic relationship, and even like about the babies, about kids, education stuff. A lot of this area actually is because us. We have some, either we call it childhood trauma, or if trauma is too big word, just some event happened in our childhood. Then we have the negative thoughts printed in our subconscious mind and the limiting beliefs in our subconscious mind that restrict us. Then somehow, when we go to talk to our kids, we talk about almost the same way as our parents.
Having done hypnotherapy and knowing that it works on many different levels, I knew you were going to say an 8 or a 9. I really did. Because there's so much. And side note on all of this, we're not necessarily talking about major traumas in your childhood. It could have been your brother made fun of you because you were a little chunky when you were 7 years old. That stuck in your head. Or maybe one of your classmates now also made fun of you. Maybe they had a name for you. Roly-poly, here you come again. That's all sitting in your subconscious, and that is piloting you and your eating habits. And you may not even realize that you're grabbing for something to eat and not even realizing the connection there. Very, very interesting. I know hypnotherapy works well. Didn't know it could work this well for weight loss. And is it the eating habits? That's essentially what we're working on when it's somebody going through hypnosis for their weight. Is it their eating habits?
Eating habits is just one factor. I wouldn't say, oh, you do hypnosis, you release all the negative thoughts, then you can just eat junk every day, then you can have a beautiful body. That doesn't work,
Right.
right? You need to eat healthy, have some workout, So it's like you want to make more money, but you just sit at home every day, watch TV. There's no way you can make a lot of money, right? So you have to do the work. So as a hypnotherapist, yeah, our job is basically to release all the negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs for you. But you have to be the one, do the job. Then it's gonna really happen.
I just got a flash of a different scenario. So you have somebody who doesn't, they're not a go-getter. They're not pushing themselves to advance and make the money that they feel they deserve. They may have a block about money. And it's very simple from your childhood. Your parents say, hey, money doesn't grow on trees. Don't save your money. Don't buy that. And then there could be other factors along the way that are in your subconscious. So now you're not pushing yourself to work harder, but you are sitting on the couch, as you said, and eating a little bit more. And now you're gaining weight. Now it's a cycle where now you're miserable because you're not at the weight you want to be. Then you think, well, yeah, nobody's going to hire me because I don't look the best I can. And it's a complete cycle going around here. And it might not even be about your weight. It's more about the mindset that you're not good enough to earn what you really think you deserve. And that's putting on weight as well because you're sitting around eating. And as a matter of fact, as we talk about this, I know somebody I think fits that mode. I really do. Because he gained a lot of weight recently. And all of us are saying like, wow, dude, what happened? And he's kind of bummed out about his life and direction. He's younger too. He's 31.
Wow.
And I think that's what's going on there. It's not necessarily an eating situation. It's more about I don't feel I can hit the mark in terms of making the abundance I feel I deserve. So what does somebody do? Sit around and eat. It's a cycle. It's amazing. When you work with somebody, Dr. Kelly, on this, and you go back to the childhood, can it potentially be a little sad? Can things come up that could be maybe a little uncomfortable?
Oh yeah, people cry all the time, but that is fine. You need to let that sadness coming out. If you hold on it for too long, it's very bad.
Mm,
That's why actually a lot of people they have, tumor or whatever growing in their body
yeah.
because all the negative feelings. Negative feelings is very yin, very negative. So they can change from the invisible emotion to
Mm,
something like a tumor or even cancer or something.
right.
So it's okay you cry. That's totally fine. Every session of hypnosis, people just cry like a crazy, but that's totally fine. That's fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
Mm.
Actually, I even during the acupuncture, some of my patients they cry. I encourage them to cry. I said, cry, you can cry as much as you want here. And if you go back home, you still want to cry, cry. Cry is a very, very good way to release all the negative emotions.
Mm. Well, as I understand it, we are the only mammals that cry for emotion. Other animals cry because they need to clear their eyes and they tear up just to make sure their vision is clear. We're the only ones that cry to release something. And when you do cry, your tears are releasing chemicals. That's what we do it. There's other reasons too, but that's why we do it. Wow. Yeah. You know what? Somebody might be uncomfortable crying in front of you, but the point here is you've seen it all. Like even when you go to the doctor and you have to undress, they don't care. It's just another person they've seen in the day and in the week. It's just, that's what their job is. What's the best way for somebody to connect with you if they want to do hypnotherapy for weight loss or for whatever reason?
They can contact me through the phone number 347-885 1865. Or they can go to my website, kelly121acupuncture.com. So there is a form you can fill in. You can say, I have trouble, for example, to have a good relationship. You can fill in the form. We can either do through hypnosis or through acupuncture or through herbs. We have a different kind of method to help you.
Wow. Thank you for sharing this today. I knew hypnotherapy is fantastic, but now even more so, with your insight on all of this, we can move forward from a lot of things in our lives and achieve goals if we realize what's going on there. I believe we don't realize it because it's in our subconscious, and that is piloting us. Kelly121acupuncture.com, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. Dr. Kelly, thank you so much for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings. Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is busy, I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.